Okay, we're going to practice rounding to the nearest 10 and the nearest 100 when we are finding the difference or subtracting. We just did it the other day by estimating first and then adding to find the sums. Today we're going to estimate first, then subtract to find the difference. No difference at all in the rounding procedure. Okay, so we still have tens and hundreds. Okay, so let's do the tens first. Okay, 74 minus 22. 10. 10 and 10. You got to find your place value, look right next door. The 4 is the boss applesauce. So this 4 is going to say whether we let it rest at 70, because 74 is right in between here, whether we let it rest at 70 or we add one more and go up to 80. Because if this is 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, we're going to let it rest at 70. If it's 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, it's going to be closer to 80. So let's take a look here. So the 4 is the boss applesauce. So this is going to 4 or less. We're going to let it rest at 70. Okay. The 2 is the boss applesauce. So it's going to let it rest at 20. And then we're going to subtract. And that's our answer. Okay. 29 minus 13. Okay. Find your place value. Look right next door. The 9 is the boss applesauce. 5 or more, add one more. So instead of being closer to 20, we're going to say that it's closer to 30. And then 13, our choice is let it rest at 10 or add one more to bump it up to 20. So this 3 definitely falls under the category of 4 or less, let it rest. So we're going to let it rest at 10. Okay, I want you to try these two. So make your little squiggly marks. Okay, round them and then subtract them. Pause the video and do that. Okay, the 8 is the boss applesauce. It should have bumped it. Remember, 28 falls in between 20 and 30, and then we know 28 is going to be closer to 30. Okay, so the 8 is going to make you do 5 or more, add one more. So instead of letting it rest at 20, we're going to add one more and get it to 30. And then 17, okay, the 7 is the boss applesauce. If this is 4 or less, we're going to let this rest at 10. If this is 5 or more, we're going to add one more and bump it up to 20, okay? And it is 5 or more. 17 is definitely closer to 20 than it is to 10. Okay, so that's 10 is the difference, the estimated difference. Okay, 41 is going to stay at 40. And 5 or more, add one more to 30, okay? Now, at the bottom, we're going to estimate by rounding to the nearest 100, okay? Same thing. But our answer has to be to the nearest 100. So 322 is going to be in between 300 and 400. So the question is, this 2 is the boss applesauce. If this is 4 or less, we let it rest at 300. If it's 5 or more, we add one more and go to 400. So this 2 is right here, so we're going to let it rest at 300. Okay. This 6 is the boss applesauce. 5 or more, add one more to 200, and then we subtract. Okay, you do this one. Pause it and do that one. Okay, this should have let it rest at 800 and let it rest at 200. Okay, now this one, you have two choices. You can write the new numbers down here and subtract, and because you're just subtracting hundreds, it'll be pretty easy to do it mentally, or you could rewrite it. And estimate them there, okay? 542, we're rounding to the nearest 100. So 542 is in between 500 and 600. So the 4 is going to say let it rest And if you think about 550 is that middle mark, so 542 is less than that and it's closer to 500, okay? 165, the 6 is the boss applesauce. Again, 165 is in between 100 and 200, okay? So 150 is the middle, 165 is going to be past, higher than that middle part and closer to 200. Again, 5 or more, add 1 more. We have a 6, so it's definitely going towards the next higher number. 500 minus 200 is 300. If you did it like this, you would get 500 minus 200 is 300. Okay? Good job.